Two-wheelers or four-wheelers?
Two-wheelers right now. Okay, 7. And how many four-wheelers? Thank you. Can we all have all of you move up in front? Okay, this looks much better. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are feeling refreshed, talking to people and networking during this break. We now move on to a very fun session. It is called the Table Topics session. And I will allow the Table Topics Master to explain the session to you. Today we have Toastmaster Sai Deepak as a Table Topics Master. He is originally from Chennai and he works at Mercedes-Benz. He tells me he enjoys going on long drives, which is probably a good reason why he's working there. He told me that he once drove 4,000 kilometers across North India in 1 week. I know after today's meeting, all of us are going to come and ask you for stories of that trip. Toastmaster Sai Deepak, can we have you on stage to conduct the table topic session?
A very good evening, my dear Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
So, a few days ago, one of my senior managers was actually moving to a different team. And we were planned, a small get-together was planned for a team of around 30 members. I thought I just had to, listen to some speech and just we had to eat cake and come back. But all of a sudden, my team lead told me to speak a few words about the manager in front of everyone. Just totally not prepared. And that is when I realized that I should be more regular to table topics. Because that way, in these kind of situations, you will be surprised but not totally in shock. So, in today's table topic, you will be given a topic and you have to speak impromptu in the stipulated amount of time. So, the timer, please note, 1 minute will be green card, 1.5 minutes will be yellow card, and 2 minutes will be red. So, the first topic is your favorite restaurant in Bangalore. So, I would like to give this topic to Toastmaster Bhavna.
Biryani is Meghna's. I think some of you might prefer Nagarjuna's as well, but yeah, Meghna's is the best I can think of, and that's where my head goes when I want to eat biryani. I'm not a huge foodie, but when it comes to desserts as well, I think I know it doesn't come in restaurants, but Ibaco is the best one. And they have a bunch of flavors, and you can pick your toppings. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavna. Meghna is one of my favorites too. So the next topic is the funniest thing you heard this week. The funniest thing you heard this week. And the topic goes to Toastmaster Shelma.
Good evening, my dear Toastmasters guests. So the topic given to me is the funniest thing which you heard speak. This week, okay, sorry. The funniest thing which I heard this week. Nevertheless, I'm so much busy into my work, so I don't even watch TV shows, so I can't relate it present, which is the funniest thing. But if I think of my house, I have a small kitchen over there. His name is Simba. He's a cat now, he's grown up. So what he does is, he likes to get into my children's room. So he doesn't even come and sit with us. So any moment he's hungry, he'll come out of the room. And then he'll have his food from his bowl, and then he'll start going. The moment my kids shut their door, he just sits and waits for them to open the door. And he silently waits there without making any sound. Then I have to literally come and knock the door and tell children, please open the door. The cat wants to go in. And he happily goes and spends his time, and he thinks that he's a part of a family member, and he's also a child. And that's why he likes the children. That's about it. Yeah. Thank you.
That was very interesting, Toastmaster Shelma. So the next topic is the best movie that you watched recently. The best movie you watched recently. And the topic goes to Toastmaster Brian.
Last time I got a table topic, I was guest Brian. This time Toastmaster Brian. Beautiful to hear. I don't watch a lot of movies. Do not watch a lot of movies actually. I'll talk about the best, I think, series I watched. Sorry, that would be Naruto. Oh, one. How many of you like Naruto here? That's nice. Naruto is the best series I ever watched till date. It's an anime series. It's one thing where a kid Naruto, he's really notorious and goes on to become the Hokage of the village. Hokage is nothing but the king or the mayor of the village. So it spans in about 720 episodes. It took me 8 months to finish that. And the one thing I love about that series is the way they have not based that series on one character, Naruto. The whole village and his friends. Many of them spoke about fear, and one in particular spoke that you should go around with people who you talk to, like who share the same fear. So Naruto based most on that, about friends and about teamwork. So that would be the best series I watched. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brian. So the next topic is, did you ever cheat in exams? Did you ever cheat in exams? And the topic goes to Toastmaster Naina.
What can I say about exams and cheating? I have tried, but I've never succeeded. I've always been so scared of being noticed that I would go and then just look forward, because I was so paranoid that my teacher saw me that I would be terrified of looking back and looking at the sheet that was being shown to me like that. But what I have done is I have helped people, or at least tried. I have tried to go and then immediately retracted. Because again, I was paranoid that my teacher saw me. And that paranoia came because I had very uniquely light brown hair, and my teacher would always notice my head shaking. And to be honest, I was never that clever. I was never clever enough to conceal my movements or ever confident enough to put chips in my pocket and unroll them, because I would always see my classmates get caught and their question papers and answer sheets crushed and red marks on their sheets. So I was like, you know what? Even if I don't study, I write stories and I'll at least get 2 marks out of 5. That's my experience with cheating. I have tried it, but I've never succeeded. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I scored pretty well in school. So no regrets. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naya. Even I was not very good at cheating in school. So the next topic is, what do you prefer? Living in the city or living in the countryside? What do you prefer? Living in the city or living in the countryside? And the topic goes to Toastmaster Hannah.
A very good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
The grass is always greener on the other side, isn't it? So when we are living in the city, we love the village. And when I used to go for my summer holidays to my native Salem, I used to wait for those summer holidays. But that heat was so much, after maybe a month, I would complain to my mother. We'd go back to Bangalore. So, but I did enjoy my grandparents, they doting on me, and the greenery, of course. The greenery is no match to what I was living in Bangalore. So I think once in a year, when we used to go there, I had such great fun, such great memories of that place. But I also come to terms with, if I was supposed to live in a village, then I would have lived in a village. So a higher power has placed me where I am, so be it. I will enjoy where I am and then move to other places, experience it, and then come back home. So that's my take on village life or city life. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hannah. So the next topic is the craziest thing you have ever done in your life. The craziest thing you have ever done in your life. The topic goes to Toastmaster Alan. Okay, then the topic goes to Toastmaster Sureka.
The craziest thing that I've ever done in my life, well, that was having a fight with a monkey. Yes. This was when a German friend had come home and she wanted to visit the banyan tree. So I took her there. She had explored the net and found out that this was a place worth visiting. So I took her there. And then she gave me her little purse to be carried in my bigger bag. I promptly obeyed and took her with me. When we got down, her purse in my bag, we saw a burly, green-eyed monkey looking at us. And quite another flock of monkeys all around on the trees. I told her nothing to worry. I wanted to act brave, and I took her along with me. And the moment I got down, the monkey jumped upon me. I fell backwards, and it took my purse. It climbed up the tree, and then it started chewing and opened up her purse and started chewing on a credit card. Started tearing up her tickets, and she panicked. She said, "Oh my God, all my stuff is in there. What have you done?" I said, "Not me, the monkey." And then I didn't know what to do. And what could I do? I didn't want her to have a negative impression about my country. But I was helpless. So I just centered within myself and prayed for 20 seconds. And then the craziest thing I did was, I saw a fruit vendor having a cart of bananas. ऐसे भैया केला दो. He said पैसा दो. He said पैसा हमारे पास नहीं, पोती के पास है. But he said नहीं, पैसा नहीं, केला नहीं. Then I picked up 2 bananas and ran for my life. And then threw the bananas at the monkey. This man came after me, but like divine intervention, another big monkey, crazier than me, sat on that cart and started eating his bananas. Now he had more to lose from that thief than this petty thief. So he gave up my chase and went there. And then the monkey caught that banana, threw my bag down, and it was a kind of a win-win situation. Everyone was happy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sureka. So, the next topic is your favorite street side food. Your favorite street side food. And the topic goes to Toastmaster Sheep.
By looking at me itself, you can see that I'm not a fan of food. But if you ask me what is my favorite street food, when we were in school, you know that you have 2 intervals. One is between the first 2 periods and again second in the afternoon. And we all come with a little bit of that time it was 20 paise, 50 paise. And after the interval, we all run towards that. There is small vendor standing outside the school, with a jar full of gooseberry, oranges, mango, pickle, and we all share the money and we give to the vendor and take those pickles and those kind of delicious food. Even though that was not good for your stomach at that point of time, now because of the internet and things, we all know that these are foods which are not good for, we categorize them as junk food, not healthy foods. But still, if you go out, just this church street, you can just see that people just queuing like youngsters queuing there and just dying to eat those kind of foods, which is something crazy for we all Indians. We all say that it is not healthy, but at the core heart we are emotionally bonded towards those kind of foods. So once in a while, there is nothing harm in enjoying a street food. I also like it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheep. I also agree that junk food is always irresistible. The next topic is your most interesting interview experience. Your most interesting interview experience. And the topic goes to Toastmaster Rangan Shetty.
My most interesting interview experience was when I was posed with this question as to what are your weaknesses, and that followed the question as to what are your strengths. That's the natural question. Now, that question was something, if I were to answer it previously, I would have said so and so is my weakness. But the question is, why would your interviewer want to know your weakness? Is he going to sit and coach you as to, this is the way that you need to do it? Son, have you done your job today? What challenges were you facing? No. He's just going to ask you at the end of the month, did you meet your target? No. Okay, you didn't meet your target. What is your plan for next month? How are you going to do it next month? So the question is it important for him or her to know your weakness? Or is it important for your interviewer to know what are your strengths and what you have done with your strengths in your past and how you can bring them to your job currently? That is one thing that I have very strongly believed in. That each one of us has got weaknesses. It's not that we don't have weaknesses. But when the other person wants to dig into your weaknesses. There's no point in going beyond a certain point, because what he is interested or she is interested in is what you're going to get to the table. It's that simple. So this was my view in the interview, and ultimately I got that job, and that company was so incidentally so good to me, and I happened to have a second stint in that company, and that stint is currently happening just now. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ratan. So the next topic is your favorite childhood memory. Your favorite childhood memory. The topic goes to Toastmaster Vishwanath.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I think one of the favorite memories, if I have to say, actually it was definitely when I was at the age of 5. It happens to travel to my native place, close to Mysore, called Pandavpura. So what happened was, again, I think it was a topic most of the Toastmasters already shared actually in terms of the swimming. Probably that was one of the things which I tried doing it, and probably someone saved me that time, because of which I'm standing here. So what happened was, in that case, I think we were playing actually, and I think it was a cricket, and sometime very close to the highway to Mandya actually. So Mandya and Mysore very close by, and behind which there is some kind of a lake. So what happened was, in that case, it was close to 4 or 4:30 in the evening, and we were supposed to go back, and my own cousin actually was swimming there, and I happened to take his brother also with me, and then we wanted to almost reach to the place where he is close by, and it was so slippery actually. Probably I started and then I fell down. I didn't know what to do and all. It's almost I'm inside the water. Probably luckily I don't know what happened. Probably I thought I'm done from my side. Someone was holding me, of course, and then pulled me out. I think I had taken so much water. Actually, it's literally, I think probably they did so many things. Probably after a couple of few minutes, I would say, that was a bigger life for me in between, and then and he saved me. I think that is one of the, if not a tragic moment, probably it is something that I would like to share it in a way how it happened, and probably it is good to know that when we know that what if you want to try, probably it's better to try than if something accidentally happens. Yeah, God forbid. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishna. That was really a very interesting experience. The next topic is, what can someone do to grab your attention? What can someone do to grab your attention? And the topic goes to Toastmaster Mahesh.
Good evening, I'm not a Toastmaster, I was. Now currently I'm just hoping to join very soon. Coming to the topic,
What can someone do to grab your attention?
so any interesting topic definitely would grab my attention. And off late I've gotten into adventurous activity, be it solo trips, which I did one in January and February. Then in February I got myself to learn kayaking, and that too in Rishikesh, one of the most adventurous activity, and it was very challenging but enriching at the same time. So the way it went on was I did river rafting, and the gentleman who owns the river rafting, he said that we do kayaking and it's a 6-day activity where you learn how to kayak and it builds your body and you will be very fit. I'm anyway a marathoner by the way, so I thought, okay, why not try this and improve some of my arms and other parts of the body which I typically don't do while running. So I was very curious. I inquired and he said, yeah, it's a 6-day program, you will enjoy. I got on myself, I enrolled, and then again in February I went to Rishikesh, I learned. As my predecessor said, it was so enriching. At the same time, I went inside the water because there is a training where you have to turn yourself upside down and you have to survive that flow. And I didn't know how to come out of it. So I really got stuck inside. I couldn't even breathe when suddenly he came and he pulled me out. So yeah, sometimes one have to really watch out for key messages that not everything will be so interesting, but you have to still enjoy them.
Thank you, Manish. The next topic is, what is the strangest superstition that you believe in? The strangest superstition that you believe in. So, is there any guest who has not spoken yet? I mean, is there any Toastmaster who has not spoken? Yeah. You should, yes.
Coming to superstitions, I have the oddest belief that everyone, every existing and living person has something that virtually nobody knows about, and it is my job to find out what it is. Right? So what I do is, as you can see right now, I just go across people and I try to find their interests. I try to find their hobbies, what makes them unique, what makes them them. That has actually helped me, in fact, find new perspectives, new boundaries, find new people. I've learned so much. I've learned parts of like cultures I was unaware of. I recently, in fact, I met someone who was into Russian literature, and I was like, okay, this sounds weird. And then I spoke to him. I'm like, why is it? Such a field? And then he spoke to me about some topics such as the meaning of life. And he brought out topics of it in the context of Russia. I learned so much on those cultures. And now I myself am a fanatic of that field. And now I want to discover more such interests in people. So my aim now in Toastmasters, I would like to say, is to I'm eager to learn from many people and find out what their niche is, what their interests are. So I hope to achieve that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tarun. So the next topic is your favorite thing about summers. Your favorite thing about summers. And the topic goes to guest Anuti.
Good evening, guys. What is it? So recently I tell you an experience about the summer. Okay? So unfortunately I traveled to Andhra Pradesh. Okay? It's my hometown, which I usually never travel during the period of March, April, June. Okay. The weather is so bad, like the temperature is 46 degrees. I was thinking when I will be back to Bangalore. When I was in Bangalore, I was always thinking I should go to hometown, I should visit these family functions and all. And I visited that. It's a horrible climate. But however, it's important that we should have all the seasons to cultivate the farming, the land, and growth and prosperity of the nation. That's about it.
Thank you, Anuti. The next topic is, what is the one downside of today's world? The one downside of today's world. So, any of the guests who are interested?
most of the current generation must have lived the life of Insta, Facebook, right? But what I feel, what the current generation is missing out is the connection of people. The real feeling when you go and meet people, great people, like how it happens for me. People are more worried what you put in Insta. So I feel people should go and network with more people because human behaviors are more important. Tomorrow maybe AI may come. You can't speak to Alexa the way you connect with your girlfriend. Right? So you can't even marry Alexa, right? So of course without a girlfriend you can't live. Without mom you can't. So relationships are something which we are missing out because in a dinner table no one is speaking out what has happened. More people are worried what calls are coming, who is updating, all those stuff. So people are missing out the moment. Cherish the moment. That's what I would say. So live the moment.
Thank you. So the next topic is, what if you woke up on a deserted island? What if you woke up on a deserted island? And the topic goes to, yes, Gaurav.
So what if I deserted on, no. Okay, island. Totally changed my answer. Okay, so if I were to be woken up in a deserted island, so firstly I will suppress my desire to have vegan food, like vegetarian food, because I would be having to rely on the seafood and whatever is present there. I would try to search for coconuts because like that would come up as vegetarian. Then I would check out for all the wild animals or anything which can cause harm to me and keep track of them. Like if it's a bear, so handle it that way. If it is snake, then handle it that way. And yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Gaurav. And with that, we come to the end of the table topic session. And I really thoroughly enjoyed each of your speeches here. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Chaitra.
Thank you, Toastmasters Siley. Can we all have another round of applause for the speakers who came up on stage? I know I enjoyed this session. I hope everyone else did.
Yes.
This is actually a session that makes me very nervous normally, and today I managed to be okay during the session, but I was did it. With this, we come to the third and final segment of our Toastmasters meeting, which is the general evaluation segment. Our general evaluator for today has been an ex-president of Bangalore Toastmasters Club twice. He is someone who has a lot of experience, both as a leader in various roles in this club and also in his work as well. He is a fitness buff. He tells me he regularly goes to Cult Fitness, and right now he wants to take up dancing, which is very interesting. I found that Yogis has these wonderful insights to share. I can't wait to hear his feedback for today's meeting. Can we all put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Ayyappa on stage?
okay, there is a kind of, always people come to fitness and health. They're totally different, right? So my fitness is not at the cost of my health. Many people are into fitness at the cost of their health. That's okay. Just kind of clarification. Good. Coming back to the meeting, this theme, let me talk for a minute about the theme. I was a very bad reader, okay, but on the other hand, my wife can complete a book maybe. Against she was to tell, why can't we read? You can open the vocabulary. That is before joining Toastmasters. And without her knowledge, I used to silently read, but I used to read 1 or 2 lines and I used to close off. Sometimes I used to read 1 or 2 pages, I don't understand what is happening next previous page. I continued this practice for, somewhere I read, if you do anything for 21 days continuously, you get used to that. I religiously started reading, whether I understand a single word or not, I religiously started reading book continuously for 21 days. Now, I love reading books. Ladies and gentlemen, anything to practice continuously for 21 days, whether if you find it very difficult to get up from the bed, start practicing it, just getting up and okay, sit for 5 minutes, just go back to bed. Tomorrow, just walk a little further. Just keep the alarm somewhere else. Okay, if you continuously do it for 21 days, I bet you just habituate it to the practice. Yeah? With that note, let me evaluate today's session. That is meeting number 1378. Sergeant Arms say, because Toastmaster Chiran, your height is something a kind of big plus for every meeting. You look, your height make you tall in every meeting. That's a big plus. And you have a powerful story and you have a powerful voice also. Wonderful. And you introduce the president in a wonderful way. I've been witnessing a couple of meetings. You do a fantastic job. So what are the areas of improvement you can work upon, right? The first one is like, the moment you come, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sergeant Arms Toastmaster Chiran. What you did was you just explain the rules of the meeting. Then you just spoke about it. And till that, people know who you are, right? That's one thing. And second one, instead of talking about team, right? The PM also speaks to the team, and president also does. So you do something else, right? You just interact with the audience. Maybe some small game which could be more done in 3 minutes. Something just interact, maybe put it in a conversation mode. Otherwise, it will be very flat. Because you are the person who is supposed to set the positive energy for the entire meeting. If the positive vibe doesn't go right, it sunsets there itself. Right? So that's one thing. And introducing the president also, just bring a lot of positive vibe, enthusiasm, and kind of excitement to introduce the next person. You're just kind of transferring and positive energy to the person. That's because you've been doing it. I'm not sure. This meeting I felt pretty flat. Yeah? And having said that, you can do much better. Let's give Toastmaster Chiran a good round of applause. Next, we have our president, the CEO of the club, Toastmaster Vaidyanathan. I love about this person, he always comes with beautiful stories. Every meeting will have fantastic stories. And he'll connect the stories very well to the meeting as well. Fantastic job. Now, I don't want to give a lot of plus all the time. So, one thing what I like, whenever you present a story, if you're being the president of the club, being the presiding officer, if you want to tell a story, I myself ask, what's in it for me in the particular story? So, did I actually present the story or not? If you don't yourself present the story, it will not reach the audience. Whatever your story that has to be touched, moved, inspired by the audience. You are a kind of motivation speaker. You're not a storyteller here, right? I mean, you're not a kind of narrator. Because I felt it was a kind of flat and it was a kind of narration. Okay, even this, what do you call it? You had this beautiful story, I know that, but it would have been a different, kind of mesmerizing way, right? So that an audience behind it. And introduce a speaker, TMOD very well, fantastic job. Now, before I introduce a speaker, let me call upon the evaluators of this evening. First evaluator for Let me call up Toastmaster Puneet to evaluate Toastmaster Palapan.
Toastmaster members and guests. So members and guests, and Polapan in particular, I really was surprised because Polapan is somebody that is a very extemporaneous speaker. His speech, if you see the script, is just a single sheet, but he will take 7 minutes on the stage. So somebody that likes to have that format. I'm really impressed that you had a very good stance. You had used different tonalities of voices to represent different individuals, which is also a part of vocal variety, where you're able to modulate between different individuals and characters just using your voice. So that was very interesting. I also like that you had a very firm stance. Here are a few areas that you can improve. One would be, I could feel that the first half of your speech, you had slouched. The second half of your speech, you had leaned back. Okay? And you generally have a tendency to curl up like a small kid that is scared. So here's what I would recommend as the men. This is for men, usually. Try and have a much more expansive stance. Okay? There's biological and physiological backing, scientific backing to it, which I'm not getting to, but try to have at least, if you're standing, at least a fist's bit of distance between your feet and keep them open for the audience. Okay? And the second point I noticed with your body language, because this speech is about body language and voice, is that you pretty much use your left hand majorly to express your gestures. And you recline back to this or this sort of a posture. But you're a right-handed person. The speaker is a right-handed individual. So try and use your right hand also to gesturize. Another aspect about body language is that when it really mattered for your speech, you step back. You have to be the exact opposite. Because when you want to lay emphasis on something, like just I did right now, you want to step closer to the audience. And when you want to decrease the emphasis, you step back. Okay? So this is about body language. Coming to your voice, I noticed you had a flat voice throughout when you spoke in first person. That means to himself, about himself. But then you were very stressed. Initially, you were trying to push your voice forward the first 30-45 seconds. Then your voice became what it usually is, which I really appreciate. Maybe start there or use a mic with about 10 inches of distance and you'll be fine. Other bits about voices, you need more power. And you need to have more variety in terms of the lower volumes. See if you can get that, because it wasn't audible when you're talking about your mom or you're talking about the worker leading to you. Okay? So see if you can get a mic or get a little closer to the audience. But overall, what I find is in 3 speeches, this is a lot of progress. Representing about 5 different characters, packing in 3 stories, and still having a message. I really appreciate the amount of effort you put in. So can't wait to hear more speeches that you have to share. Can you have a round of applause
Thank you, Toastmaster. To add a few more points to Toastmaster Palapan, I've seen your first speech, and there is huge transformation in your present speech. And also, as one more thing, I would suggest, don't, as a suggestion to break, try to have a maximum 2 stories. You had 2, 3, right? So that's one thing. And also, your voice model, you used the tonality, the inflections, this thing, right? It was fantastic. And last but least, the 6th piece, you have to prior preparation prevents good performance. You did not practice much. Practice a lot, okay? And because you're in a hurry to complete a speech. Because when you use the pauses, okay, you'll have the space to tell better the next whatever you want to say, right? The pauses play a powerful role. It will help the audience to illustrate your content as well as for you to put your future messages in better way. Yeah, having said that, fantastic job, Toastmaster Club. Let's give Toastmaster Club and Club. The second speaker, Toastmaster Subhanshu, to evaluate him. I request Toastmaster Jose Paul to the stage.
Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Now, the purpose of Subhanshu's speech was very evident. The general purpose was to persuade the audience, and the specific purpose was to overcome fear, and that was very clear even in the title of his speech, Do Not Be Afraid. I thought it was a very relevant topic, and it is realistic and possible to achieve it based on your suggestions. Now, coming to the content of the speech, I felt it was very engaging because we all have some fear or the other, and he rightly put it that we need to tackle the fear and the elephant in the room. I think that was very well done, very relevant. I felt the organization structure was in the beginning some sort of a problem and solution. We were talking about a problem, about fear of spotlight, and you just said the solution is just an illusion. And do not overthink, and many times we indulge in that, overthink and overwhelm ourselves. And so the solution to that is to start small, acknowledging fear, and by just embracing it, preparing ourselves. And you gave an example of watching the swimming videos. And you had small secrets for introverts to partner with someone who shares the same fear, almost like a synchronized swimming. Now, another aspect of your speech that I loved very well was your personal experiences. Because you brought in the personal experiences, and that's the best way to persuade any audience. And your swimming experiences wherein you put yourself under the spotlight. I think that was very well done. And you attempted to summarize these points at the end. Now, if I have to suggest some improvements to this, the areas that I would suggest Subhanshu is mainly in the organizing the speech. Now, the opening of the speech, for instance, you tried to connect it with the theme. I thought you lost a little bit of power there because it was all muffled and we lost it. Then you told about that you were going to tell us a secret, and you said take small steps. I felt possibly that could have been the opening of the speech, and you can always relate it to keep the audience under suspense. You can say, no, I am going to reveal it at the end. You will get to know about it at the end, or something of that sort. Which would have got the audience attention immediately and kept them engaged throughout. That is another aspect. And now coming to the body of this speech, it had all the ingredients, but I felt it was spread all over. It's like cooking. Now you may have the right ingredients for cooking, but the dish comes out very well when you know where to add, when to add, and how to add in whatever proportions it is to be added. So that is where I thought this speech lacked in the body of the speech. You could have possibly gone with one problem, then a solution, one problem and a solution. For instance, when you talked about fear of spotlight and overthinking and overwhelming ourselves, you had the problem and the solution. But afterwards, you went back into a solution mode, acknowledging fear and preparing ourselves and the small secrets for introverts. So I thought that if you had gone in this mode, we would have got it better. There would have been a clear structure for it, and that would have helped us retain it better. And similarly, at the end, the summarizing that you attempted, I felt it should have been much more brief and very emphatic, because that would have had a better recall value and more takeaways for us. Because, for instance, if you could have summarized it this way, if you have a fear of spotlight, don't worry, it's just an illusion. If you overthink and overwhelm yourselves, please avoid doing it. Start with small steps. And you have to embrace your fear. Prepare yourself, or something on those lines. The moment you do that, that will have much more recall value and people will relate to that much better. So that is what I had to say, but I think you made a very good attempt at, you had the right ingredients. That was very important. So I think you need to rework on this a little bit and it should have come out really well. Thank you.
Yes, Toastmaster Subhanshu, I love the word, right ingredients, fantastic, okay? And let me give, of course, all the rosy pictures you gave, right? Now let me give I felt you are trying to download the content and you are presenting it here. You are not 100% present in your talk. You are trying to connect the team on the fly. Don't do that, okay? Just it's not mandatory to connect. The team is there. So presidents will speak, and there are only number of people to speak, right? You just present the speech whatever you prepared, okay? That's why you're trying to. I don't know. You are trying to consume your saliva or something like that. I felt that way actually, because 100% present your talk. Guys, for everybody, try to express. Don't try to impress the audience. The more you try to impress the audience, you miserably fail. Okay? Whatever preparation, prepare well. Okay? Express more. Don't try to impress. Nobody, even you can't impress your parents. I tell you. Keep expressing. That's better. Yeah? Fantastic job. Let's give Toastmaster those call as well as Toastmaster. Toastmaster Vishal. Let me call upon Toastmaster Alan.
With the purpose of sharing some aspect of a previous experience as a protege and to encapsulate how Toastmaster envisions mentoring, I thought, Vishal, you did a fantastic job. And why do I think he did a fantastic job? You had illuminating examples from Kung Fu Panda, Star Wars, and most importantly, your own personal example as a Toastmaster, and you had a glowing tribute to your mentor, Toastmaster Robinson D'Souza, using your powerful voice to great effect. Your spoken language was clear and easily understood, I'm sure even from the people who are sitting at the back. You used your physical gestures effectively, you used the stage well, and you appeared self-assured with the audience. You even used good use of dialogue. So for example, when two people are talking to each other, you move from side to side. Having said that, Vishal, though you presented a highly compelling, well-constructed speech, in my opinion, I think your tone, speed, and volume needs practice. I felt your pace was very fast and your stories or your speech lacked pauses. And why was that important? It affected the effectiveness of the messaging because you were presenting many stories and the power of pauses would have actually helped a lot. And to add to that, probably a bit of voice modulation. Now what do I mean? For example, when Ogwe said something, right, from that powerful voice that you had, if you had toned down when he said it to say, you may want to use an apple or mango, but you will get a peach. And then you move back to your powerful voice, the message gets delivered better. Vishal, just like a lighthouse looks best illuminated, your speech would have benefited if you had probably smiled more. Lastly, you had a great ending, but I felt the ending was diluted because you thanked everybody. I would just end the speech with talking about the illuminating lighthouse, paused and handed it back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thanking people diluted that aspect. Having said that, Vishal, overall your speech was filled with prose and your presence felt like a lighthouse. Please keep shining, keep inspiring. Back to the gentleman.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alan. Yeah, you were a very good speaker. I listened to the speech a couple of times, Vishal, and today I felt you were a bit screaming actually. Okay, just look at the audience and just you control yourself as per the audience, because it's like we say that if I come to this audience, small people say withdraw, right? Absolutely no use, right? Just control yourself. That's what is important. And also, like you're very happy about your mentor. That smile was missing. You're like, I'm thankful to my mentor, right? As if like LKG boy or something like that. Just be smile, bring smile in your face, be happy that at least you have something. That should be there, right? Otherwise, you could do much better as fantastic points covered by Toastmaster Alan. Okay, let's give Toastmaster Alan, Toastmaster. Coming back to the Sutradhara of the meeting, Toastmaster Chaitra. Chaitra, I've been listening to your past maybe 4-5 years. You have a very good command over your language. That's a big plus for you. Yeah, and your ease and grace on stage, fantastic. And you had a very good personal story about your running, how you habituated, and you were a good runner, and you just took a break, and you just how you habituated to that again. That's fantastic. And you connected well with Toastmasters. Fantastic job. Now coming back to the point again, Chaitra, just a couple of suggestions. One, work on your body language, right? Your voice model, because see, Toastmasters is all about. Because sometimes speeches will be very dry and boring, right? You are the one, taking the meeting to the next level. If you yourself is flat, nobody is here to listen to the narrations, right? So we won't want something to pep up the audience. That's something was missing. And one more thing is, one point of time you said can you please give a good applause, right? So you have to lead. Can we? That is, you have to include yourself. That is very important, right? That's one thing. And one more thing I like is rejoin us for every speeches. You had something to say about each speakers. Having said that, fantastic work, job done, Toastmaster Chaitra. Let's do Toastmaster Chaitra. Now, Toastmaster Deepak. Deepak, 10 out of, where do you rate yourself? 5 Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. Okay, good. Deepak, I've been listening to you again for the last couple of years, right? I've been telling you again, okay, just work on your, you will make some sound, right? Some sound, you just listen to recordings, you make some, just avoid that. And also, of course, your topics are fantastic, okay? But the way you present topics, probably you could have told the topics 2 times, and in that way, you could have avoided people asking what the topic is. There's some people did not understand the topic, right? And also, say it twice and then call people, because the topics for everybody, right? They will become come here and we will not waste time. Okay, you can do much better, Toastmaster Deepak. Let's give Toastmaster Deepak and all the speakers. Let me call upon my tag team. Timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Suhas. Yes.
who did not use crutch words or filler words, but there were, as there are in a bell curve, outliers to bottom end and the top end as well. We have, I have 3 people I would like to call out, and I would request them heavily to work on their filler words. Toastmaster Ayappa, you are one of those. Toastmaster Jones and Toastmaster Kolapil, they had the most highest number of crutch words. There are also some speakers in today's evening who did not use even a single crutch word, and I would request people to look up to them. This Toastmaster Bhavna, Toastmaster Naina, Toastmaster Sheep, and Toastmaster Al. Thank you.
This report. Let me call upon grammarian Toastmaster Robin D'Souza.
Thank you, Sayapa. Good evening, everyone present here. Only one person used the word of the day, Shibanshu, the propensity. Good use, easier said than done, wonderful insights, product of imagination. Let us live the present. Do not afraid of trying anything new. Life is too short to hold you back. You can only nurture the plant. To become the person as I am today, I was so paranoid. So that's my take on. Curled up like a kid, elephant in the room, highly compelling, very constructive. Now, not so good usage according to me. Why did you keep this name? Why did you keep this name? I would have said, why did you give me that name? He told. I would have used, he said. On my 10th result, on the date of my 10th result, I told him, I said, I messaged my boss. No, I messaged to my boss. Labors are went off. Everyone is watching me. It should was. Everyone was watching me. Have you spoken? Spoken would have been correct. There is no reason for it. There was no reason for it. Thank you.
Let's give all the tag team players a good round of applause. There is a saying that J.K. Rowling said, right? It's impossible to live without failing at something unless we live so cautiously that, well, in that case, we fail by default. So the failure, we have to fail to come up in life. But just because we fail, we cannot keep quiet, right? So let's, whatever we want to achieve in life, let's keep practicing it. And definitely, as I said in the beginning, if you do it for continuously for 21 days, definitely you will become a master in that. With that note, I'll back to the PMP of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ayappa. Can we give a round of applause to both? A quick announcement. The feedback form for this meeting should be on the WhatsApp group by now. Members, please vote. The passcode is habit. All small letters, habit. Okay, I'll let you give you a few more seconds to keep voting. But in the meanwhile, you know there's something that makes you a good speaker, and the most important component is coming here and speaking on stage repeatedly. But the other thing that Toastmasters has that you don't see anywhere else is getting feedback and that you can apply to your next speech. So I hope to see all of you apply the feedback that you got today and the weeks after that, and become good speakers. I know all of you have improved tremendously. I've seen people who gave their icebreakers on stage, and I've seen how much they grow as speakers. And it's wonderful to have all of you here improve and learn from each other and teach each other as well. With this, we come to the end of our meeting. And to carry the last final bit of our meeting, I am going to call upon our President, Toastmaster Vedinathan.
We haven't come to the end of the meeting, in fact, there is something left as well. So, excellent job done by our TMOD and a wonderful job by our General Evaluator. I apologize. So, a round of applause for G, TMOD. So, guys, how did you enjoy the meeting? Very good. New experience? Excellent. So, anyone? So, do you want to know? Same is the case. Super. So, a couple of announcements before we announce the awards for today evening. So, the first one is the new set of officers are going to take charge from the month of July. So, this term will be only for 6 months in Toastmasters. We have, for the guests, we have a 6 months term. The first term starts from Jan to June, and then the next term will be from July to December. So the current term will come to an end by the end of June, and the new set of officers will take charge from July onwards. So the elections to select or elect the new set of officers will happen on 16th of June. So more details about the election and the process will be shared in our WhatsApp group. So please do wait for it. And there is one more news, quite difficult to digest, but this is how it is. So the Toastmasters International has increased the fees for the upcoming time. Right, so there is a steep increase which is to the tune of close to 33%, which will come into effect from October onwards. But there is a good news as well. So people who do renew before will be paying the current fees, which is $45, which you might need to pay to Toastmasters. So the date by when we need to pay our renewals will be communicated in due course of time. But please do bear in mind that there is going to be a steep increase from the month of October. And finally, a good news again. So after 3 weeks, this lady has come to our club with a bag of snacks. Because which we are missing for the past 1 month. So please do stay back after the meeting gets over to have that lovely snacks today. Right? Are there anything else that I have missed? So all the announcements here? Okay, then very good. It's time for awards now. He told, shouldn't be the case, he said. Right? So the best auxiliary role taker award goes to Toastmaster Robinson. The sutradhar of the meeting. The lady who started off running 5 kilometers in 13 minutes. And now struggling, but very soon she will be reaching the milestone of running a 5 kilometer in 13 minutes. So the best role taker for today's meeting goes to TMOD Titan. When she comes on stage, there can't be any other winner, isn't it? The queen of our club. The best in class Toastmaster when it comes to table topics. But surprised to see that she's fought with a monkey. Right? So the best table topic speaker for today goes to Toastmaster Sureka. There are few rewards which are always reserved for people. Okay, when they take up any role, they always go with an award back home. So this gentleman has got that practice as well. So the best evaluator is the man who makes us feel at home. The homestay owner, Toastmaster Aaron Aran. Don't try to harvest an apple by planting a beech tree. Who said that? Toastmaster Vishal, isn't it? So the best speaker for today is Toastmaster Vishal. Don't go away. You want to be happy in your life?
Yes.
Then you might need to read this book as well. So with this, I adjourn meeting number 1378 of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, and we will meet again next week, 6:30 at the same place. Drive home safely, and let's look forward for a wonderful meeting next week as well. But before we wind up, before we get back home, snacks are on the way. So please do not miss to say the wonderful snacks by Toastmasters. Thank you very much.